with Zoom. So this is being recorded and it will be uploaded into the website. Normally, I would have special links sent out to specific individuals depending on your tier, but today everybody's invited in to ask questions. So if they have read the announcement and they know about it, if you want to give them a little shout out on the side, then no problem, have them come on in. We're going to talk about process dealing with the 8832 form before we get into the questions and answers. You know, that's the form where we speak about entity reclassification. So there's situations where when you submit that form to the IRS, it will be approved within a matter of a week or so, and that's great if that does happen. But as you all know and have heard other people talk about the delays that they receive from that, they'll receive a response saying that it is denied, this entity is not eligible for such a thing, and I have instructed you all to just send it back in as if you didn't receive any letter from them. Just ignore it, continue on. Some of you get it, some of you still get pushback. So we're going to look at another option. When you see this option, you're going to see how simple it is. You're going to ask yourself, why didn't I show you this before? But it's because I like to allow you all to have the opportunity to read instructions pertaining to these forms. Because I've said in the beginning, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. So let's take a look at a scenario. And the idea of going over this question came from a student of ours, and he's out in California. So we're going to kind of look at his situation and do a mock scenario, which I believe all of you can benefit from. So let me share my screen. All right. So I typed up a little scenario that we can take a look at. Okay. Let's say a presumed Californian resident is currently doing the 0% process, as you all are, and becoming a California national, but not a United States citizen as prescribed by law. What law is that? Public Law 94-241. And so the inhabitant, he lives in San Diego County and currently has a business, an LLC, registered with the California Secretary of State, paying an annual minimum $800 franchise tax. They call it a franchise tax because an LLC or a corporation or a sole proprietor, even a partnership or a limited liability partnership are all considered franchisees. So if you are a franchisee, that means you have to pay dues to the one who holds the specific title or license. That's why it's the Franchise Tax Board in California. And I'll show you inside of their Constitution, the 1879 Constitution, it tells you how you can actually walk away from paying income taxes, property taxes. They answer questions dealing with land patents inside of the 1879 Constitution. We'll kind of touch bases on that. Minimum $800 franchise tax, regardless of if the business earns $600 or more each year. The business has been operating for the last 5 years, of which the owner has not filed taxes for the last 2 years. Operating within the last 5 years, but the last 2 years has not filed any federal or state taxes. Obviously, this is a concern. The goal is to remove the $800 franchise tax fee perpetually and set up a zero tax event for the last 2 years. The inhabitant has attempted several times to complete IRS Form 8832, entity reclassification, to convert the business over to the Foreign Express Trust. The question is, should the inhabitant A, dissolve the LLC and just start fresh with an unincorporated association, avoiding the annual filing fees and annual reporting? B, continue filing 8832 forms, waiting for the approval letter to give to the Secretary of State to avoid annual fees and reporting, or C, reclassify the existing LLC under the foreign express trust and utilize an unincorporated association. So answer B would require more time, allowing additional fees to be added to the LLC's account with the Secretary of State. However, combining answers A and C would be ideal. Okay, so if we take a look at Form 8832, you all have seen videos on this. You know exactly how to fill this out. Okay, but you have received some denials. That's okay. There are additional forms that you can use to get this ball rolling. And what I mean is there's another form that's connected to the 8832. So here's an example. The existing California LLC name, let's say it's called Tamerican Logistics LLC. Remember, we want to combine option B and C together. The existing trust name for this inhabitant is Asgard Express Trust, and he has Alibaba as his trustee, right? Somewhere from another country outside of the United States jurisdiction. So number one, here's what you want to do. The answer is within the SS-4. The answer is within the SS-4 application. You are going to file SS-4 merging Tamerican Logistics LLC with Asgard Express Trust, and you're going to send it via fax. Then you are going to create an unincorporated association. Let's say we call it Tameri Logitech, using California Form UA 100. Now, if you don't live in California, you can still create a California unincorporated association, and by simply doing a DBA in your local state or county's newspaper, that will bring that unincorporated association from California into your state to do business there. Because remember, not all Secretary of State have the UA forms. They may have it for unincorporated incorporations or a nonprofit, right? But you're not trying to do this for nothing. You actually want to make money. So file it within California, do the DBA, which brings it into your state. The third thing you want to do is file first the DBA for this person here in their local San Diego County newspaper as Tameri Logitech Unincorporated Association, doing business as Tamerican Logistics LLC. The second one is Asgard Express Trust, doing business as Tameri Logitech Unincorporated Association. And the third is Asgard Express Trust, doing business as Tamerican Logistics LLC. You see how we have the trust cover everything, but you also have the UA covering the LLC. Now, number 6, as far as the articles of organization with the Secretary of State, you must use the state forms to add Asgard Express Trust as the single member owner of that LLC. Take your name off of it. It's going to be difficult if you have partners. You obviously wouldn't do that if you have partners. But this is for your any given single operating LLCs or corporations where you're the only one involved. Then you can do this. There's a different procedure if you have partners involved. But in this example, it is a single member owner of the LLC. This documentation will absolve any beneficial owner information requirements from FinCEN reporting, the Corporation Act that began January 2024. Okay, so let's look at real quick the SS-4 application. I would show you that this is 1879 Constitution. If we go into Article 11, show you right here, Article 11. Let's go down to Section 10. Right here, it says no county, city, town, or other public or municipal corporation, nor the inhabitants thereof, nor the property therein, shall be released or discharged from its or their proportionate share of taxes to be levied for state purposes, nor shall commutation for such taxes be authorized in any form whatsoever. So look at what they said. No county, no municipal corporation. What are persons? What are individuals? In this case, what are inhabitants? They're calling you franchisees. So they're not going to release. Okay, go down to Section 12. The legislature shall have no power to impose taxes upon counties, cities, towns, or other public or municipal corporations, or upon the inhabitants or property thereof, for county, city, town, or other municipal purposes, but may by general laws vest in the corporate authorities thereof the power to assess and collect taxes for such purposes. So they're going to start off telling you how they're able to tax you, right? Now we're going down Article 13 in the revenue section. Revenue and taxation. Let's go down to Section 8. It's all about Section 8, you guys. The legislature shall, by law, require each taxpayer. A taxpayer is a corporation. A taxpayer is an individual. A taxpayer is a general partnership, a sole proprietorship, an LLC, an S or C corporation. All of that is a taxpayer. In this state, to make and deliver to the county assessor, not the treasurer, the assessor, annually, that means every year, a statement under oath setting forth specifically all the real and personal property owned by such taxpayer, or in his possession or under his control, at 12 o'clock noon on the first Monday of March. Now, why is it March? March is the real new year, not January. Okay. Remember I showed you guys I think it was about 2 months ago, a little under that, the letter I received from the county assessor giving me a refund on property taxes, full refund. Because of this, you have to send every year a statement under oath. You have to tell them what is theirs and what is not. If you don't do that, even if you did the quitclaim process and placing the property out of your name to the trust still has to send something, and the taxpayer has to send something by that specific date. Every state has about 2 to 3 versions of constitutions, and I can guarantee you this clause is in one of those 2 or 3 versions of constitutions. You must find it. Now, what do you write in your statement is what everybody wants to know. And that would be a class for another day. We'll go over that letter. But you have to do it by a certain day, and it's going to be March for every single county. I looked at them. All right. We're also going to get into land patents because this California Constitution very clearly talks about how obtaining a land patent is a waste of time and what you must do to avoid taxes and property taxes. So I hope that was beneficial to you all. Use that to do your entity reclassifications. But now let's get into our Q&A session. So if you have hands, you know the drill. Please raise your hand and I will answer, not in any order, but we'll go from there. Carlos, how you doing, sir?
Hey Avery, how are you today, man? How's everything? Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for having this today, man. Hey, so this is a good topic, and the reason being is, as I'm doing the reclassification of a couple of my nonprofits, two companies in the state of New York, I kind of find out the state of New York is very hard to deal with, to the point that I say I'm going to dissolve these two companies and start them in Wyoming, because I have an LLC over there in which I did the reclassification and everything went smooth. Now, with that said, just about 2 years ago when I started a company, I changed the name and for some reason decided to change the EIN. I don't know what I was thinking. So I've been actually doing business under the new EIN. The business in the state of New York was actually acting under the old EIN. And now that I come to dissolve, that I wanted to dissolve, but I find out that I owe like $3,000 in back taxes. So I started thinking, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna change the name, change the registered agent, and really has no attachment to me, because I even dissolved that EIN with the IRS. So I don't know how the state's even dealing with this. So I wanted to ask you, see, what's the best course of action? I mean, I see this kind of along the lines of what I was planning to do. If anything, I could use the EIN all over again, but I really don't want to. It's just has caused so much work back and forth doing reclassification. Honestly, I have sent the reclassification about 9 different times. And every time they ask me for something different, when I give it to them, they send me a letter. This is the way we want you to do it. So to the point that I said, look, I'm not doing this no more. I'm just gonna dissolve the company, go to Wyoming, start it all over again. I don't care about the age, because that's not what I'm looking for. But how can I just get away and just not deal with the state? I just wanted to get your opinion on this and advice if possible.
Right. I agree with you there. Some states are more crazier than others, and you just named Wyoming, which is one of the great states to form an LLC because of the privacy. And I can tell you the amount is not as much as you would find in California or New York for the annual fees. But you're thinking correctly. You can dissolve it if you like. It's not going to, I mean, this comes down to your form of business, your activity of business, what is required and necessary to keep your business going. I think you're perfectly fine with creating a UA in California and bringing that over. If you want to, you can utilize both the Wyoming LLC and the California UA. Because that California UA would allow you to operate in all 50 states.
Got it. And along with that, so the company that I have, or the LLC that I have in Wyoming, so just recently, so I don't know if you know that I'm fully disabled from the military. So I started my disability, not my disability, but a business that is registered as veteran disabled. So I'm going to start bidding on contracts that are specifically set aside for the specific type of company that I have. And isn't it automatic approval, because it's between 3 to 5% of all government contracts. And some of these contracts go from 150 to almost $50 million. With that said, I know that I heard you say in one of the videos before that if you deal with the government, there's gonna be a way that you definitely gonna have to pay taxes. Now, I've been going through the 0% and getting my name out of everything, the trust owning my name, owning everything, even my disability, my retirement is going directly into the trust enterprise now. So I'm getting little by little into the 0%. Now, by doing this, am I still allowed to also is the trust still allowed to collect and claim all my earnings going forward to include that LLC? Because that LLC now is fully owned by the trust. I'm just the manager. So I wanted to ask you that to see what you think.
Yes, it can do that. When I made that statement, it was because people are considered employees with the federal government. So that's a different thing where, of course, they're going to have to pay federal taxes up front. It will be difficult for them to do the updated W-4 to get that off. So, but they'll still have the opportunity to get a refund at the end of the year if they file correctly. For a business owner such as yourself, yes, you'll definitely be able to be tax exempt throughout the year. It's just how we file that information on your 1120s. That's all.
Got it. Okay, so I'm in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to reach out to you guys. I need to become a private client. I need you to help me with my taxes going forward. I've done a lot of work, but it got to the point that this is a full-time job. I need your help to help me finish and get across the line while I concentrate in improving the business and going forward with everything. But thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, Carlos. We look forward to your call pretty soon.
All right, bye.
All right, let's go to Robert. Just unmute your mic and you're good to go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. First time calling in. I've been following on YouTube for a year now and doing as much as I can, and then finally was signed up last month and really started getting into it. I had some questions. But as I was pulling out today, I received from our wonderful California franchise tax a lien or an intent to lien for old court fees that was sent to them. I sent them a dispute, as we kind of talked about in chat. I sent them a dispute saying I was going to, send them the court and satisfaction or whatnot. I sent them the first payment a few, probably, I don't know, five days late, 6 days late. So I'm just now receiving this notice, and the balance is the same. So I was wondering if I should move with sending them the same thing I sent for the IRS tax injunction, or I'm kind of stuck right now, or just call them and ask them if they even cash my payment.
Gotcha. Well, you can, if you want to verify the cashing of it, I mean, that's simple to go inside of your bank account and get that statement there. But I would say the best thing to do now is, I'm assuming this is coming from because you haven't filed the taxes from the federal side and nothing was reported over to the state, correct?
So I had old fees from a DUI years ago in Sacramento, and I never paid it. It was $4,000. I never paid the fines or the court fees or anything. Well, this is, I'm in Virginia now, and they finally sent it to franchise tax board.
Oh, so I see. I got you. Okay. Do you still have the case number?
I have I have the account, billing number. I could probably find the case number. That wouldn't be too hard.
Okay. Yes, we'll definitely need it because actually I'm going to be uploading a video tomorrow on how to discharge the court cases when you utilize court and satisfaction. We have to use a form. It's 1098-F. You guys go look that up and look at the instructions on that just to get familiar with it. So that way, when I do speak on it, you're ready to go. But you're going to need a copy of your check that you gave them, a statement from the bank that they've cashed it, maybe also get from the actual court a statement of accounting for them to verify that they've cashed it and subtracted it from the balance due. And that'll help you to do your, an order to grant court and satisfaction or the acceptance of it. But we tie it in with the actual IRS form, 1098.
Okay.
So if you want to stick around for this week, I will upload that video for sure. There's other
And where
tickets.
would you I'm sorry. What category? What are you going to load that under exactly?
It's going to be under the premium class.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Quick thing. I'm reclassifying my bankruptcy EIN also, correct? For the bankruptcy estate.
Are you filing bankruptcy right now?
No, I was just getting all my different EINs in order and reclassifying as I go. I did the enterprise, I did the estate already. I haven't received anything back, but I did send off reclassification. So I'm just wondering if I need to do that for the bankruptcy also.
No, you won't be able to do that for the bankruptcy. If you guys file and apply online for a bankruptcy EIN number, the IRS is going to immediately give you the number or also give you a notice shortly saying that you need to give us the court case number that's assigned to this bankruptcy case. Otherwise, you will be charged a fine or a fee. So that's why I don't tell you guys to go and get a bankruptcy estate EIN number.
Okay.
You're just going to have your first name, your full name, and then put the words bankruptcy estate on it in the form of a DBA. That's it.
Got it. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good questions. All right, we're going to Andrea. You are muted.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm very new. I just joined the 0%. This is my first Q&A. And I just started watching, I'm in the freshman class. I just started watching the video about the birth certificates. And I had a question because I have the birth certificate that has that was actually signed by the doctor. And then I also have the birth certificate that I got from the state. Which birth certificates are we supposed to be getting authentic, do the process with?
Preferably the one that's issued from your county.
Okay.
If you can't get it from there, then Vital Statistics is everywhere. They'll get it for you. That version will be accepted on all levels.
Is that the long form or is that just the regular one?
It's the regular one that looks like it's on bank paper.
Big paper. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And I have one more just quick question. So if we have questions about things, is there some how do we ask questions outside of the Q&As? Outside
of the Q&A, if inside of the community chat, you can talk there amongst your peers.
Okay.
Or you can ask me a question directly. Just send it directly to me and I'll answer it. Other than that, if you need a personal touch for a question, you can get a private consultation on the link on the website.
Okay.
Yeah. So those three methods are best. Most people save them for Saturdays, the first Saturday of the month. We talk here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. All right, let's go to Art. You are muted.
Good morning. Being relatively new to the community, but then I started learning most of the things only a couple of months ago. I still have not all the things really click in my head. So I have two questions. One is related to the today's topic that you were covering, and the other one is a little bit unrelated. So me having a California LLC, I would love to consider the process that you explained today. And I have not filed taxes yet for this year. I filed an extension, and I don't know if everything was done correctly, but it seems like I have an extension. And I would love to go through this process of having an express trust and merging it together with the California LLC. Is there anything that I need to be aware while doing this process that might backfire on me if I don't do things in time, on time, considering that I have not filed taxes yet for this year?
Well, everybody's going to be tested no matter what you do. Even if you do
Yes.
everything right and you send all the forms in that they say by the deadlines, there's always going to be some glitch in the system where you get a notice in the mail saying, hey, pay this by this time. That always happens. So expect that. So far, no one here has had anything that was like out of left field. We just receive it and we do the best we can to clear it up. Now, the Achilles heel in all of this, like to really, really satisfy taxation, is to file. But it's just how you file with this information. The way that we do it, you know, the phrase, the 0%, we are transferring the tax liability from yourself or your entities over to a tax exempt entity. That's all we're doing. It's the proper forms that we use to transfer it over. In September, you guys will see the forms, the videos and how we do that. But it is, like Carlos said, it's a lot of work and it's time consuming and you want to make sure that you do everything right. So we do have services where we can do that for you. But you're very new to it and I congratulate you on that. You know, do not step away from it or give up on it. As many of us are, I'm always a student as well, as long as I've been in it. So I never, ever stop looking into this information because it's always going to change from county to county, from state to state.
Yeah.
You know, so just stay in it and absorb all the information that you can, slowly but surely, but things will just click and it'll make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as the extra,
so what
I
I was going
apologize.
to say, no problem. What I was going to say, the process that I explained earlier, with your existing LLC and the fact that you have not filed any taxes yet, the SS-4 method will be a method that you can utilize right away to prepare you for filing the tax forms for your LLC, which is Form 1120. There's going to be a few 1099s involved. Now, if there are any taxes that you've paid in the past that you would like to get back, you can do that as well. Okay. And I'm talking going all the way back to when you first filed taxes as an 18-year-old working at the grocery market, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. So as far as just related to this question again, as far as creating an express trust, I know you guys offer help with that. And if I were to go that route, because I don't have an express trust yet, if I were to go that route, what is the best way for me to reach out? Like, and how do I contact you if I need help with that? If I'm not able to understand the whole process myself.
Okay. So if you go onto the website here, click here, it says a la carte services. These are the initial services that we offer. So right now, if you are putting together your express trust, you would first want to get your 9/8 number from the IRS. Okay.
Okay.
You first want to do that, but the freshman and sophomore course shows you how to do that, how to get on the phone and get it right away. Okay.
Okay.
But down here, there's a link that says book a consultation. Click on that, answer the questionnaire, and we'll receive your information and we will call you directly to get any answers that you need or walk you through it. Some of these consultations come with 1 hour or 2 hour actual live Zoom calls, so we can share each other's screen and actually walk you through the forms if you need.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. And the second question that I had that's not related to this, but partially related. So what I'm working on right now is getting an estate EIN and the foreign grantor trust EIN, and just you understand what I'm dealing with right now. But my question is it somehow going to influence the naturalization process that I'm going through right now. So is there anything that I need to be aware while doing this? If, again, like some things don't click yet in my head, maybe it's not related at all, but something in me is like, unsure. That's why I wanted to clarify, because I'm having my naturalization appointment in about a month right now. And before starting any of the things, filing forms and stuff, I want to know, is it somehow going to affect my naturalization process?
Gotcha. Understood. And that's a good question, a fair question. I'm here in Florida, so I have a lot of immigrants coming over and doing this process at the same time. Getting their green card, or actually saying, you know what, I want to turn it over and actually become a U.S. citizen. I said, that's fine. Even at that point, you can still do the same process that anyone has ever done with this process as a natural born birth certificate holder, right? So you already have a social security number, considered an I-10. That number is going to allow you to get your estate online. When you get that number, or get a 98 number, or a trust enterprise number, none of that information is in any system dealing with the Department of Homeland Security. So
Got it.
you can go through and do your oath, do your questions that's in your interview, and do all of that, so that way you can be eligible to get your passport, the U.S. citizenship. No problem. You're going to get a certificate of naturalization in the state that you do it in, and that state is going to give you the same rights as an inhabitant as somebody who was actually born in that state.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll be perfectly fine. No problem.
Okay. Yeah, just after getting the naturalization certificate, I'll be applying for the American national passport. So some of the things, like I have some of the things prepared, but I still, just that was the first topic that I actually touched, is the difference between the U.S. citizen and the American national thing. That actually pulled me into the sea, the ocean of all the other aspects of the 0% thing. So
okay, sounds good.
yes,
awesome.
Thank you for your answers. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. All right, we're going to go to Alex Halo.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing, Alex?
Good, good. First of all, thank you. Thank you for everything you do. It's been phenomenal. I've been learning so much, and I see Frenchie over here, so I also wanted to thank her for always interacting with me on the chat, and also Nancy. I've been bothering Nancy a lot these last days, and I'm probably the reason why you're doing this Zoom call, because I'm dealing with the exact situation that you're talking about.
Yes, they keep me very busy, and I keep them busy, so I appreciate their help as well. They're very, very beneficial to the 0% family. Thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you, everybody. So I wanted to ask you, in regards to this process that you're explaining, do I need to notify the franchise tax board in California? So my situation is, I have a single member LLC that I created in 2018 in Nevada. Sorry. And then I had to, well, this is what my lawyer said. I don't know if it was correct or not, but I had to open a California franchise with the franchise tax board for my business, based on his recommendation, because I was living in California, and he said, you're doing business in California, so you have to open with the franchise tax board. So my question is, if I go through this process with the SS-4 instead of the 8832, do I have to notify the franchise tax board in some fashion, somehow?
So just to confirm, you have a Nevada LLC, but the business is being handled in California?
Correct. Correct.
You know, I would say no. I would
Okay.
say do the unincorporated aspect of the California side of it, and
Okay.
then do those DBAs, as I mentioned, so that way you can do business in Nevada and you do business in California. Okay.
Okay.
Still list your foreign trustee as the owners of all of that. Take the pressure off of yourself. You control it, but you don't own it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And last question is about the articles of organization. So I would need to restate the articles of organization, right? I'm not sure. I see how to do it in California, but the Nevada forms are not available at this moment through the Silver Flume, or Flume or something like that, which is their portal that they have to do everything online. So I'm not sure how to go about that. Can I use that video that you had? That I believe it was in. Oh, you have it on screen right now. Sophomore version 1, restated articles for LLCs. Can I use that?
You of course look at it, but whenever we bring in a document these days where we've typed it up and take it to them, naturally they're going to look at you funny. So I would suggest, if you don't have anything on Silver Loom, or is that what it's called, Silver Loom?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's their platform that they have. It's kind of like the e-file, I think it's called in California.
Correct. Yeah. If they really don't have any forms to do any type of amendments to existing articles,
so they have the option there. They have the option there, but it's not available now.
Then actually go down to the office.
Okay.
Pick it up there.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, but I could amend. I mean, I didn't mean to copy literally the article that you have here on this video on the restated articles for LLCs, but doing something similar.
Something similar. That's it.
That will work, right?
Yeah, I mean, for you really got to just get your hands dirty and figure out, what does Nevada want? What are they willing to play ball with?
Okay.
Once you get it in there, that's it. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I was just worried because I didn't know how to make the articles of organization, and then my lawyer did, like, I think it's 15 pages or something like that. And then once I saw your video, I saw it was just simply 2 pages, and I was like, this is phenomenal. If I could do something simple, that would be awesome.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Avery, and thank you, Frenchie, and thank you, Nancy, for everything you do.
Oh,
thank you, guys.
Appreciate the kudos. All right, let's go to Dewan. How you doing?
How you doing, Avery?
Doing good today, thank you.
Just wanted to give you a heads up. The IRS are no longer accepting, are no longer doing EINs over the phone at all. They're only accepting fax for EINs. I called to try. I had called to ask them a question about something, and she and I heard the answering service said they don't do EINs anymore. If you have questions, they give you different prompts. So I just wanted to see, test the waters, because I already got a 98 number to see what was going on. So I kept hitting the prompt. I got a person, and I was asking her, telling her, I had to set up a trust outside the United States, and she was like, "Oh, unfortunately, we no longer do EINs over the phone at all." So I asked her why. She was like, I really can't elaborate on it. She said, "We just been instructed not to do EINs of any sort at all over the phone. You have to fax it." Well, she said, "Go online." So what I did, so I'm gonna try to do it online. Even though I know you couldn't. So I went, started the application, put in all zeros, and it kicked me out code 105. So when I called back, and on the answer machine it says you got code 105, say some other numbers to hit this prompt, which was 2. And I did. Another person came on. I explained the same thing to her, and she pretty much said the same thing. I said, "Well, is it possible to talk to a supervisor or manager?" She got me on the line with somebody else, and they just stated again, we're no longer doing EINs over the phone. You have to fax it. After 4 days, you can call back and we'll retrieve the EIN for you, and you can write it down, and then you'll get a correspondence in the mail, letting you know with the EIN confirmation letter. So
yeah, we're aware of it. It's another one of those things that they will say to you on the phone just to kind of throw you off. 2 days ago, I called and I got one for one of our clients. So I think it's always been what do you call a percentage probability thing with them that recently. Now that a lot of people know about these 9/8 numbers, and they know that that's where a remedy starts. I mean, faxing, I have no problem with that. You know, you can do that. It just takes a little bit longer, and maybe they're just trying to reduce the number of calls for that specific reason and get all that stuff going through the mail. But you could still get it on the phone. I remember what I had to say. She told me they're not doing that anymore. And I said, okay, where exactly was that updated in the internal manual service? Because we still have the number here to call, and you're still answering the number for the foreign district. And she let me proceed with the continue on of the questions. She gave it to me. So, but then of course, at the end of it, she did say, just let you know, if going forward, you just still try to go in fax and you won't be able to do it again. Okay, yeah, sure, thank you. So it's just a probability percentage thing. And I'm frequently looking at the Internal Revenue Manual. I do know that they do update those things. So in the section that we looked at for the 9/8 number, continue to look there and see if there is going to be an update where they say just continuously fax. And I would say, yep, 100%. That's what we got to do now. But until then, if that number is still available to call, I'm calling.
Okay, and I had one more question. I think you may have answered it. You may have said in September you're going to upload videos to help us do taxes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have. Thanks a lot.
Oh yeah. You don't want to miss that one. It's actually going to be a live event, so it's not something I'm going to keep here on the website.
Okay.
So you don't want to miss it.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no problem. All right, let's go to Joseph. How you doing?
Hello, Avery. How's it going?
Going good today. Not bad. Some rain coming down, so that's kind of messing up my plans for the rest of the day to go outside. But I'll be all right.
Always another day. I am working accord and satisfaction. I have my bill of complaint all set. I had a consult with Frenchie. Shout out to her. She was really helpful on that. My understanding was that when you tender the instrument to them, you need to be in honor, and that the claim can't be charged off or liquidated at that point, which I'm good on. But as I'm getting ready to file this bill of complaint, I sent them a letter giving them one more chance to come to the table to negotiate before I do that. And I got a letter from them saying that that it has, hold on, they didn't use the word liquidated. What did they use? Charged off. Saying that it was charged off, and referring me to a debt collector. I feel as though my gut says that because I tendered the instrument before they did that, and we're talking months ago, the end of 2023, that I can still move forward with the bill of complaint. I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
I agree with you. Since the check was tendered and cashed by the bank before they charged off and sent to a third-party debt collector, you still have the right to finish out your contractual obligation with the bank, not the third-party debt collector.
Should I respond to the third-party debt collector with the third-party debt collector letter?
Well, what you should do is when you file your bill of complaint, you serve them a copy of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They can see that this is under an actual court case, and that would stop any. It's like a cease and desist.
Mm-hmm.
Matters being taken place.
Got it.
Now, is this for like credit card, mortgage, auto loan?
Auto loan.
Auto loan. Okay. Yeah, you're good to go. You want to go in there and present your evidence, and if you can, find case laws in your state that pertain specifically to accord and satisfaction and the cashing of a check and what that means. The basis of this case, the judge is going to ask and try to find out if an actual dispute actually happened, or he's going to try to find if the bank did not have any whereabouts that you were going to do this. So you want to find a plethora of court cases for accord and satisfaction that deals with those specific questions. Simple Google search, AI search will give them to you. You can go down to your local court library just to have fun and digging around in there too. On their computers, they'll give you the actual case numbers there too. But you can do it.
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem. All right, everybody's asked their questions. We're good to go. We got one more here. So this is round 2. Carlos, what's going on?
Hey, Avery. All right. So one thing before I move from there is I have a question specific about the how to help my girlfriend to get to do the same process. But I sent the second round for the 8832 for 2 of my entities. And I remember when I first did it, when we first started, there was a video right there specifically that state how to follow the process. But I don't see it in the sophomore package anymore. I don't know if it was moved somewhere else. I just wanted to ask you about that. All I see is the enforcement, in which you actually talk about the letter. But I don't know if it was moved somewhere else. I couldn't find that. I just follow what I already have done in the past.
I'm sorry, letter for what enforcement? What type?
No, it was the 8832. So I remember when we first started, before you moved to the whole process right now, that the new platform.
Yes.
I remember that there was a video right there in the sophomore package that talked about step-by-step how to fill out the 8832.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it anymore. All I see is the 8832 enforcement, which you talk about the letter to enforce the 8832.
Let's see here. Let's take a look. So that's version 1.0.
Yeah, unless it was moved somewhere else, though.
It probably was something that we discussed in a Saturday class, and it's in there. Because I know I probably would have mentioned it in sophomore or junior for sure. But let's check around in the premium section. How to fill out the 8832.
Literally talks about the enforcement too, will be in the premium.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's go over right now. If you want to know how to figure it out.
No. I know how to do it. I just wanted to tell you, just in case, we got new people coming in and they need to follow the step by step. I just couldn't find this. I wanted to make sure, I went back and forth, and I like my state and 2 all the entities came back disapproved. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna send it back in. I've been sending it out every single month. But I sat down this month, at the beginning of the month, I said, let me just go back and make sure that I go step by step one more time, just in case I miss anything. And I did miss one step. There was actually like on line 2A, the no skip to line 2B. I forgot to check that on these two 8832s that I submitted. But I went back to the ones that I have already done, but I didn't see the video that I followed at the beginning from the course. So that's why I just wanted to let you know, just in case it was not put in after everything was transferred.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll double check with Jordan, see if she can put it up there for me.
All right, got it. Hey, so now to the question. So my situation, I'm trying to help out my girlfriend. She came legally to the United States, but she had a working permit which is about to expire. And so we Venezuelans. Unfortunately, you know what's going on with Venezuela, and a lot of people that came from Venezuela too have pretty much messed up the whole relationship between the United States and Venezuela. There's a process that she could go through, and they had stopped, they had delay. So I wanted to know, see, what can I do in my situation since I'm already passing through all of this, or if she can do the same process and also gain nationality without having to go and finish the application for residence or citizenship. So I wanted to know, see what, if there's anything that I can do in my ends. I'd like to help her out. Obviously, we're living together. The last thing I want is for her to get deported. So see what I could do to help out.
Right. In the Constitution, it says that no marriage contract will be seen as null and void or invalidated. Okay. So I would suggest, if the two of you are serious, the marital trust is something that the two of you can put together and have it authenticated on every level of government, and she could use that for application to stay.
Okay, got it. Okay, so okay, got it. Let me ask something. You will help me out once I become a private client with that? Would the team be able to help me out?
That'll actually be a part of your maintenance package, yes.
Let's go. Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, second round, Robert. How you doing? Second question.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. I'm actually, I just remembered what I was going to ask you. So I had went ahead and filed my affidavit of domicile. I went ahead and published it in the Herald because it's a lot cheaper than doing it in my local newspaper. I got the publication back. My question is, can I go ahead and file it now in my county, or do I need to do it in Orange County there in Florida and then come back to my county?
What you do is you did it. You said the Herald, right? Was that the Sound Herald?
Yes.
Okay, the Sound Herald. Okay, yes. So once you've done it there, yes, you're correct. You would take it into your jurisdiction, into California. Now, here's the best way to do it.
I'm in Virginia now.
Oh, Virginia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank God.
Yeah. They got a few out there as well in Virginia. Good state. You can take your DBA that you did in Florida by filing that same entity number that they gave you and place it inside of a local, any county would do fine in Virginia. You just bring that over into that jurisdiction. That's one way of doing it. The other way is doing it as a collateral inside of, I think it's box 4 collateral on the actual UCC1.
Okay.
Okay. You can do it that way.
So the other question is, I think I messaged you about this. I was going to be using your foreign trustee services this next month. So I've been typing everything up. I have, like I said, I have the domicile done. I have a couple other things typed up. I'm just wondering, what can I is there anything I can do now that I don't need a foreign trustee signature on as far as the trust pack? Or should I just wait?
I mean, everything that requires your signature, you can put that on there and then just wait until you get it. Because once you have it, you'll be able to take some elements of those the documents, such as your trustee minutes, and get those things recorded in the local newspaper as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, some counties allow you to take an actual image of your trustee minute, which is going to have the actual signature on it, to allow them to circulate it into publication. Other counties don't allow that, so you're just going to have to type the actual signature. If you find out that you have a county where they want you to actually type the signature, then of course you can just finish it right now. You don't have to wait.
Now, I had already typed up my injunction,
okay,
and it's waiting to go. And what I was holding off for is I was waiting for funds. Also, does the trust, can it still be implied, or does it have to be recorded before I file the injunction?
No, you can file the injunction now.
Okay. All right. That's what I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
And I did send off a foreign driver's license. Now I'm actually in the process of putting my car into the trust, and that was my other question. I have the title.
Mm-hmm.
How would I go about transferring it from, it's in my name and hers and my fiance's name, transferring it to the trust and then having her as the registered person on it? Do I need the trustee's signature, or can I do that as a settler or a grantor?
So if you got the trust, you have the title. So either on the front or the back, it'll allow you to do the transfer, right?
Yep.
So you'll fill it out as you and your wife as the actual sellers, and then the trust is the buyer. So that means you have to use the signature of your foreign trustee to actually sign that off. On the back, just print it on there, trace it on there as best you can, and you mail that in. It's going to be a simple thing. The amount that you sold it for, keep it at $10 or less. Okay, so keep the taxes low. Now, as far as registration and all of that, and using your IDs and all of that, very important. You have your foreign ID. Your wife should have her foreign ID from Panama. In addition to that, you have to have your international driving permit that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the insurance. You're gonna have your own personal injury insurance as a Panama foreigner.
Yeah.
Progressive will give that to you without having to ask for any I-form information. Okay, so both of you need to have that. The actual car itself, I believe Virginia is one of those states that will allow you to get a surety bond with the DMV instead of having to get insurance. If it is, double check with your DMV and tell them you want to go that route. If not, then just have your foreign trustee, which we'll give you, in that case, we'll have to actually give you the copy of the actual ID. So that way you can call it in and get insurance in that person's name, your foreign trustee's name. So all that information has to be in your glove box in case you're pulled over. Yes.
Yeah. Now, right now, my fiance she barely even listens to me when I talk about it. So she's right now is waiting to see how all this pans out for me. She's staying in the public. So can I just put, we already have insurance full coverage on the car, and it's under her name. Can we just keep her as the registered the person on the registration with the regular driver's license?
If you do that, it's gonna void the actual trust itself from transferring over to the trust.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
it's got to be one or the other. If you want her name on the registration and all that, then it's going to remain public, not private.
Okay. Alrighty. And then this is I kind of know the answer to this, but I just wanted your thoughts on it. I really considered just getting a DOT number and putting it under the trust, registering it that way, and using that as registration, and not even having it registered with DMV. Now, what are your thoughts on that now? Because there's a lot of that, James C. Lovett talks about that and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys who do it. They register with the Department of Transportation, non-commercial vehicle, and they get a US DOT number, and they put that on the actual car. And they still have the regular plate from the state, but there is no tag on it to show that it's registered. If you're going to do that, I 100% recommend that the car is in trust, and that US DOT number with the existing license plate and the name of the trust is on an injunction, and you're filing that injunction in at least 4 counties where you currently live.
Yeah.
So I'm not against it. I never tried it myself. I just don't want to attract too much attention to myself.
Yeah.
If you want to, that would be the best way to do it.
That's what I kind of figured. All right. Thanks for answering those. Are all, those are some things I've been wondering and kind of stressing over. So I appreciate it very much.
All right, no problem. Very good. All right. Go to Lisa B.
Avery, thanks for taking my question. So I can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Perfect.
Okay, sorry. I came here with my parents from the Philippines when I was 7. And, with the family. And my brother and sister both, when they got older, got their naturalization number, but I never did. So I've gotten my passport using, my parents' information. So I had to send all of their stuff over. And then a year or 2 ago, trying to figure out this whole freedom path, I did Copper Moonshine and did his passport. So, I said I lost it and did his process. And I did get the 3 stars, when you were talking about on one of your videos. I don't know if that's the right way, if that's even the correct way, but my real question is actually the naturalization number. When I had a consult with Nancy, we were talking about that, and I have actually been asked about this through also a different freedom path that, maybe I should get my naturalization number. But from my point of view, why am I going to get another number? You know what I mean? So I wasn't sure if I should get it and then control it or add it to all of my paperwork, or do I just leave it as is? I've gotten my authentication on my birth certificate, so I've got that number, and I'm hoping that's all I need to do. I don't really want to get another ID if I don't have to. What do you advise as far as the naturalization number?
What country is your birth certificate from?
Philippines.
Philippines. And it's already authenticated, right?
Yes.
Good. You don't need anything else.
Oh, okay, great.
If you have that and you already have your passport, book or card, you are already set, because going forward, you don't have to turn in any of that information to continue to renew.
Okay.
It can just be done by the mail after the 10 years is over. So you're good to go. Now, the only thing that you're going to have to do is, if you wanted to get an additional passport in your title nobility name, then that's a different process. You're still not needing any of that former information because it's a whole new person, right?
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother thing. I have 3 clients that we're doing that for right now, and I want to have them as examples in the updated information for the senior course.
Okay.
And that way all of you will be able to see it.
Okay. So are you saying for an additional passport, I would need a naturalization number?
No, you wouldn't need it. What you actually need to do is, it's all about affidavits and having them placed inside the newspaper. If you look on the DS-11 application, there's a section that talks about providing proof of citizenship, and they have options, secondary documents if you don't have it. And in those secondary options, they talk about an affidavit of birth where 2 or more people can verify that you are who you are, they were there, they witnessed your birth, and we place that inside of a birth announcement in the local newspaper. That document is then authenticated. There's also, you need an actual formal letter of no record from the county in which you are claiming you were born in. I know you said Philippines, but here we are talking about title nobility person. That's a whole other person. You can declare where that person was born, no matter where.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm in California, so I'm not sure how easy it is to do anything around here.
It's easy. I'm from there too. I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal as long as you do it in the orders that they tell you to do in the process, and not go skipping things.
Yeah. And then I actually have a court case right now. I'm currently being sued by a bank for not paying them, but I haven't recorded any of my documents. Can I use that court case to record?
You sure can.
How would I just put it, sorry, as an exhibit?
Yes, as an exhibit. So if you're writing up a defense notice, usually you're going to deny everything that is said against you. So that's affidavit of denial. It's your opportunity to at least put on the record who you are. So if you want to say that you are a Philippine national, but not a United States citizen, you can definitely say that. Here is the California Constitution right in front of me. And if I were to search a word, naturalization, you'll see here, it says the Superior Court has the original jurisdiction in all cases of equity, and they will have the power of naturalization. So if you file your documentation in your court case to state that this section of Section 5, then you've just done your process. Now, it's as simple as filing this, get a file number that it's accepted in the case, get it certified by the clerk of court, and then you send it to the Secretary of State to approve. And then from there, you send it to the United States Department.
Okay.
Get your gold seal. And there you are. You have what's called a certificate of non-citizen status.
Oh, okay.
So there, that throws out the window certificate of naturalization.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Very good questions. All right, we got one more. Going to Vaughn. You are unmuted.
How's it going?
Going good today. Yourself?
Good. Doing well, thank you. I was curious to know, because I have done an accord and satisfaction with the Berry County Child Support Company, and I made my last payment, and they accepted it. I have proof of acceptance, and the only portion that I'm getting stuck on is how do I bring the fact that I've made the last payment into state court? How do I get them into court to say, hey, I made my last payment,
they're not acknowledging it. They're not acknowledging the court satisfaction. I sent them 3 letters stating, each and every time stating that this was my final payment, and never got really any response. I just want to know how I can bring them into court, show proof, and then hopefully get the case thrown out or dismissed for their, not, for them accepting and not, putting it on their book. Because on their book, I still owe, and it keeps going up. The amount that I owe keeps going up.
Yes. Well, that means they're just continuously adding interest and fees on top of that to make it go up, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you got to get bank statements to show the proof of that, or if it's money orders. If it's post office money orders, you can go to the post office and get it from the cashier. Once you have it, what you're going to do, because at that point, it's a tax matter.
I see.
You're going to get 1098 form, 1098 file form F. Now, this is something that you have to order. You can't do it online, and you can't write it or take this online copy here. So you have to have it mailed to you. Get about 25 to 50 of them. When you do get it, you can actually write on it. It's going to bleed through the carbon paper on the backside. Copy A is going to go to the actual IRS. Now notice here that you also have to file this with Form 1096. So order that as well. Okay. Now, who's going to be the filer? The filer is going to be your express trust, and the payer is going to be you. So you have your express trust number and your social security number that's on file with child support. This is where you put the case number, the court that it's with, the total amount required to pay. So that's the total. Number 2 is the same thing. Number 3 is the restitution amount. So this is the amount, that's going to be actually 0. And number 3. Number 4 is the compliance amount. So that is the last check that you sent in. All right. How many accord and satisfaction payments have you done?
I have done a couple, but I haven't had any actually be successful. So I just know that they're looking at it as like ignoring all the letters that I sent in and acting as if I didn't pay anything. So it's not like, it's not like it's like interest or anything. They're just trying to keep it as business as usual, and hopefully I pay and then try to put warrants out there.
But they've accepted at least one, correct?
Yeah, they accepted it. It says paid in. It says full payment or paid in. I think it says paid in full on it with the case number right underneath it, in the memo section.
Okay, that's all you need. So whatever amount that you put on that check, you place here. The date of that agreement is going to be the date that they cashed it. Okay.
Okay.
Put the court name, put the case number, put all the parties involved. So that's you, that's the state, that's the child support division, including on the other side, ex-wife, girlfriend, right? Now, in 9, the code that you have to put is letter E for Edward. E for Edward. If you've made multiple payments with accord and satisfaction, and they've accepted those, then you have to put A, multiple payments. If it's just the one, then it's E, payment amount not identified. Now, once you've submitted this and it's on file with IRS, then you want to take your copy, which is copy B, and you're going to do what's called a UCC3 amendment. Now, the amendment is going to go, you'll find it directly within the Maryland website. You remember I talked about the UCC1, that agriculture lien of $14 trillion?
Yeah.
You're going to have to add this as an amendment to that existing lien to show that that debt has been transferred over to the actual court, not you. So that's the opportunity where you list yourself as secured party, you list your trust as secured party because that's the filer, and that's how you enforce your accord and satisfaction for court cases. Now I'm going to make a whole nother video. This is just breaking it down, but I'll make a whole nother video to show all those steps, and it will be on the website this week. Okay, as I told the previous caller.
I appreciate you breaking that down. We can expect it probably this time next week.
Correct. Yep. But I will be in California next week. I got a family reunion that we do every 10 years. I'm happy to do that. So I got to make sure everything that I've promised you guys is going to be done. So look forward to that by this time next week, but I think it'll happen sooner than that.
I appreciate it. I'll definitely take that up while I'm getting everything together. Thank you.
Very well. Very well. All right, that's our time for today. We are going to wrap things up. So next week, please look for that video, discharging traffic citations, child support cases using that 1098F, I'm sorry. As you see, the form is for fines, penalties, and other amounts. So it applies to more than just those specific things that we talked about. Okay, so I hope questions were answered today. And if you have any more, like I said, just hit me up directly in Mighty Networks, any questions you have, or get a private consultation and speak to myself or any one of the representatives. That being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me today.